Industrial carving I did in homage to my wife Maggie's Viking past. She's tracked back to the 200s and the Viking kings. The rune means do what makes your soul happy, which I think is a pretty good thing to live by. And this will be 2 lots of videos going up today because I pushed the off button instead of the pause button. So let's travel around to the workshop. So just a bit of the timber that I'm collecting. There's a melaleuca there, there's gum tree, there's banksia, bottle brush. Hopefully I can make some poles, walking poles out of that. Bit more collection, various things I'll try and make things out of or carve things out of. That's banksia there. There, banksia. New Zealand Christmas tree. That's another type of melaleuca. And now to the area where I'm hoping to do some work. This here is, well, I'm 68. My father died when I was 4, so he made this for me when I was born, so that makes it probably 65, 66 years old. You can see it's in need of a bit of attention. The ears are gone. I don't know whether you can see there, but use proper nails, shoe nails. Needs a tail. You can see the work that he did. He was a boiler maker, and he put those pins in, little brass washers, so it would work. So be a challenge recreating that, but I think it'll be worthwhile. There's our local bobtail skink. Not a lizard because it's got a fat, short tail. Skinks have tails, fat tails. I don't have long tails. So I'd like to carve that in a piece of wood. This here is something I've had for a long time. It's a turned, what used to be called black boy root, which is no longer correct or politically correct, so now it's called grass tree. The local Aboriginal name is belga. Very high in resin, quite toxic, so you be careful when you're turning it or cutting it, but I want to try and put a wood spirit in there or something like that, or something to brighten it up and show what the actual root looks like, because it's quite lovely inside. This is off a stump that we had, and it's what they call a stone maker fungi. It's very woody. You could carve the wood, but I'm not going to. I'm going to try and work out how I can put it back onto some sort of a stump or timber to show it off. You can see a face in there. You could carve a face in that, but I just like it the way it is. Now for Freya, the one I was going to do for my wife's 70th, which I haven't actually done. My first attempt was in pine. We have radiata pine here. Very chippy, very hard to get detail in. So I've now moved to Jarrah. A lot harder, but I have access to Jarrah. And what I realised, if you have a look at this picture here, that is ceramic. You cannot recreate ceramic in wood, which I was trying to do. So now I'm going to free carve it using the drawing as a reference, and I will create Freya for my wife. So yes, and I've made a quick logo or quick picture for me. Wife hates the picture because it's an horrible old bloke I don't normally wear a beard, but I will change that at some stage. And this is a chair leg or a table leg. Not sure what timber it is, but we might create something in that. So a few things I've got. I'm just going to go outside and I'll show you the a grass tree or belga root, and get a feel for what's going on with it. You can see it there, very woody, and the resin is quite toxic. The Aboriginals use the bases, the leaf bases as it grows. They use that to make resin. It's a very good fire lighter. But yeah, resin. They melt it and then mix it with kangaroo droppings, and provides a very, very hard animal glue. I'll just show you what the form of the Xanthorrhoea is. So the common name is Xanthorrhoea pracei. It's very similar to this sort of plant here. I will show you some pictures later on down the track. But this is actually a puya from South America, and the flower spike is in the background there, quite showy. This is our front garden. So I think that's it. This will be put up in 2 halves because I hit the wrong button. I'm getting well, not used to it, but I'll gradually get used to it. Another thing I want to try and do something with, something I collected with the way of my son up north. A piece of jam wood, which is an acacia or wattle. Used to use it for fence posts, still do. And that's probably about 100 years old. So I'll have to do something a bit special with that. I do want to incorporate some stained glass. You can see in there perhaps I used to do stained glass, so I want to try and incorporate some of that in to what I do.